Alright, hello and welcome back to some more Minecraft Let's Go Damage, episode 1114, I think we're on now? I am very out of breath, I do apologize, gang. Oh. I had to end last stream by accident because I accidentally hit a plug, which was annoying. There we go, let me put that over there. Alright, that should be working. So I was just cleaning that little space next to my desk there and like, dang, that looks nice. Had a little plastic bag down there. You've missed me ending off the spider's life. I smashed the entire area that it was in until I made sure it was dead. I don't know if it's dead. If I see it again, I'll do it again. But that spider, you know, stood no chance. That spider stood no chance. If you do not know, last episode I accidentally went off track after doing some building and did some cleaning on stream. I have Pocky from 2013 or 2022. So, long time ago. Very old Pocky. But now I have a bag that I need to go chuck to the bin. There we go. That actually looks quite nice. That actually looks quite nice. I'm actually looking forward to doing all of the flooring in here. So hopefully we can do this within our 20-minute mark. Let's see, I'm out of jungle wood again. Ah yes, who would have thought? The one wood that I had plenty of, I ran out of. But what can we talk about while we're working on this? You know what, we could talk about the price for Hightail. Hightail has the price in USD for the most, you know, high up tier as 89 bucks, I think it was, if I last checked properly. I think it was 89 bucks. If you're in the US, that's how much it is. I think it was like 60 if you're in the UK, or 70. So, very sucky, I tell you that. The tier before that is 30, so they jump like 40? Really? Up in price. And I find that really, you know, annoying. That they're charging it as much as a $80 game. But it is early access, so I kinda guess, like, you know, oh, they need some money, you know, and all that. But at the same time, you know, it seems sketchy to do that, I tell you. It seems too sketchy to do that. Like, why? Why charge that much? It just seems, you know, not right. Especially if, you know, you could buy, let's say, Black Ops, you know, if that was any good these days. You could buy that, you know, for 80 bucks. Not saying that you should, you know, that thing's garbage, and plus, 8 bucks is not worth a game. You could buy another console. You could buy the PS2 and buy like 60 games for the PS2, and you would have more enjoyment than spending $80 on a game. So it's really annoying that, you know, they made a tier that's 80 bucks. 40 bucks more than the previous tier if you're in the UK. Which is like, so annoying. Wait 1 second. Wait 1 second. I love that, see the height of, okay, my stump self that you see before you now. Ah, I'm having terrible ear pain now. The height. You know what? Give me 1 second, gang. I'm gonna turn myself, well, not myself, but turn the game down a little bit. There we go. Hopefully it's not too quiet for yous now. It's just that breaking of the dirt was so loud in my ear. And I keep forgetting that I can do that, I tell you. I keep forgetting I can do that. Like, you know, there's sounds literally for that. And I keep forgetting to use them. Alright, let me do that. And I'm out of jungle wood again. Is this going to literally take all of the stacks that I have? I heard you approaching. Get out of here. There we go. You know what I forgot? Hunger bar. Look at my hunger bar. It's almost 2. I keep forgetting my hunger bar. I think that's one of my problems is the hunger bar in Minecraft. I always forget because I'm always focused on doing something else. Like builds. Like this build I've ran out of hunger on, like, you know, at least a few hundred times by now. Feels weird saying that, you know, at least a few hundred times. I feel like at least 100 times. I feel like at least 100 times. Or maybe 80. Maybe 60. I'm not sure. I just know if I was ever on, like, you know, an SMP, I tell you, I would be, like, terrible for dying of hunger. I just get too distracted with this amazing build that I die of hunger so many times. I would still have, like, hunger, you know. Well, not hunger. I would still have food in my inventory, but just forget to use it. Also, I've realized I've been talking about my hunger bar. And then also, you know, have forgotten to eat. So let me go and eat. Yum 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 yum. You know what? Back to that hightail thing. Because it is new, you know, at the time of this episode. I do want to talk about it a little bit. I heard that the hunger bar in it is a lot less, you know, singing in Minecraft's hunger bar. And that is very surprising, I tell you. It's very surprising that. Also, have you seen how many people are playing Hightail? Like, I think I might jump on that bandwagon soon. Because everyone is, like, streaming Hightail. And there's, like, you know, 500,000 people playing it compared to Minecraft's, you know, 30k. Like, even when, you know, someone big was, like, streaming, they were still getting, like, you know, little compared to, you know, what they usually get. Which is, you know, crazy, I tell you. Which is crazy. Also, it looks like I'm going to have to fill in some more bits there. I don't think I'll need that much. I have a terrible ear pain, I tell you. Terrible ear pain. I don't know why, but all of a sudden, you know, it started getting a bit sore. Achy. And it's really annoying. There we go. Alright, now I can just shove that back in there, and I'll shove the stone that I've been gathering up there as well. Bring that back so I can shove the dirt that I've been picking up in there as well. Alrighty. Oop. I accidentally jumped too many times there. Alright. You take one of these blocks, I'll make sure it's your last block. You wanna battle me, yeah? You wanna battle me? Get out of here. Made sure you never even got a block. You died blockless. That's what you deserve. Enderman, I tell you, Enderman. There we go. Now, I need to also figure out the lighting for this place, because I've realized we're gonna have to sort out the lighting so no mobs spawn. I did talk about glowstone, but I'm talking about the torches this time. For the walls, we're gonna have some torches on them, like we do the now. We actually have done that side, but we've not done this side, their torches. So how about I go do that the now. Also, what time are we at? We're only at 9 minutes. Does not feel like it's only been 9 minutes, to tell you. Maybe it's because of the spider, you know, it kind of, you know, feels like time's going a little bit faster. But I made sure that thing, you know, got pain for what it done to me so many times. It would always, this one specific, and I mean specific spider, would always do this one single thing, and it was attach a cobweb to my curtain. Every single time. If I was not at my PC for like a day or two, bam, new spider web on the curtain. Like, just at the bottom, like, it would just attach it there, like, you know. It was like, you know, pranking me every single time that I was not on the PC for a few days. And I was not on the PC, you know, I had not streamed for a few days, and bam. You know, I didn't notice it yesterday, but I noticed it today. And it was just this ginormous cobweb. And I was like, if I see that spider today, that spider's getting in. And that's what happened. That spider got it. I threw my hands, I tell you, I threw my hands. That spider did not, you know. The thing is, I used a tool that I used to kill its previous generation. That is some blinds that did not fit my window. Not a blind, a shutter. You know, one of those things. But it's still in its like packaging. Okay, I saw a little black thing there, and it scared the life out of me. Alright. Oop, fell into a hole. Alright, let us go and patch up this. This is taking like so much jungle wood. I would be surprised if I actually ran out of jungle wood due to all of this placing. But I don't think we will, I don't think we will. We probably will have enough to last us this entire journey. But I don't know about after. I'm gonna have to break down this tree. I'll save its root, you know, the root shall, you know, live on. It shall live on. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to plan out the lighting a little bit better. We got wall lighting there, so that does a lot. And we'll have to sort out the rest. There we go. It's always satisfying doing, like, you know, the breaking and placing of wood. There we go. It's always like, you know, so satisfying. Always so satisfying. Especially when it's like, you know, certain area that you know they're just feeling like, you know, so pristine. I lost one bit of wood. I need that one bit of wood. I don't care how small that bit of wood is. We need that small little bit of wood. Wood is important. Remember that, gang. Wood is important. There we go. More wood. Alrighty. So, I think we'll probably start to mine up all of this dirt now. And we'll try and get pristine. I want to try and match up with the front line. So where this block is, that's where we're going to have to break all of this. So, if we begin to break all... Oh. I always forget how fast my pickaxe mines. If I'm being honest, it's just... It's great, I tell you. It's a great pickaxe. Like, you know, this is the best pickaxe that you can get in 1.12.2. But it's just that one little problem, I tell you. That one little problem. And it just, you know, That's speed. One other problem. There's actually two problems I actually want to say. If you break a block too fast in 1.12.2, it's much more better, you know, the newer updates, unless you have desync. It is, if you break it too fast, that's why I'm using a shovel that's a little bit slower with efficiency 2. It will not break the block if you did not go over it, so it'll leave like an invisible block and then you have to right click it to, you know, appear back. That's like my most hated thing. My most hated thing. I hate that one little detail. Alright. I'm gonna have so much dirt from this that we'll probably use it on Boxtown. No wait, we'll probably work on our storage room, I think, after this. Because it's getting very close to being finished and I want to do that. So we'll probably focus on the storage room next episode. Also, let me adjust my microphone. I accidentally hit it to be a little bit slow. Well, not slow. A little bit lower down. Then, you know, facing towards my mic. Well, my mouth. My mouth. You know what I meant. 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 Alrighty. I should really probably fill in this. Just so I don't have to come back to it. It's like a little sea, I tell you. It's like a little sea, like it's slowly just stretching out. It's so satisfying, that. So satisfying. Alrighty, right. So, let us go and... Oh, there we go. Perfect. I was waiting for it to refill in my inventory. Let us go and break the last little bit of dirt here. We are nearing the end of today's episode. We'll finish off all of this, and then next episode we'll head on over to... Oh, I got a little bit of a hunger. You know when your stomach gets hungry, and it gives you that... It's not like pain, it's like hunger, grumble kind of feeling. It is very hard to describe it. It's like, you know the feeling of acid? It's kind of like that. The acid in your stomach, you know. Yeah, I would feel like that's how I would describe it. It's kind of like the feeling of acid in your stomach. It's warm, and then it's like, you know, hunger. It's like hunger pain. Kind of like that. I should really eat soon. Let's see. What did I have today? I had a candy bar, that's what I had today. I had a chocolate bar. Not actually a chocolate bar, it was a Kit Kat. But I'm not sponsored by Kit Kat, so you know, don't buy a Kit Kat after I say this. Alright. I was wondering what that aroma, that, you know, flowery smell was there for a second, but I think it was my spray. I would recommend it, you know, Charlie spray, though it kind of smells like, what do you call it? If you were ever in high school back in the day, and you always walked by either the men's or the women's, you know, bathroom back then, they always had Lynx or Sure smells coming out of them. But it was like, you know, the, what do you call it? Just after, like, they'd done gym and all that, you know, you're walking by and they're, like, spraying on some extra deodorant and that kind of stuff. It kind of smells like that, but the, what do you call it? I think it's, like, more strawberry. It's kind of like that. I'm trying my best to describe it too. Alright. So let me grab that, put that in there. I really have to go store these back back at home. Sorry, I started choking there. Alright. Now to break all of this. What time are we actually at? We're at 18 minutes, so we have a couple more minutes before I have to end off for today's episode. And then we'll, next episode, go work on the storage room. Which I promised that I would do. Also, it is getting dark, so I should probably sleep the night away. I'll finish off this though. That should give me a clear line. Yeah, that's us gonna be able to place half of all the wood. I'm looking forward to it, I tell you, I'm looking forward to it. There should be a bed here. I thought there was a bed here. Maybe I'm thinking too far back into, like, the past, I tell you. There's some points, like, you know, I've remembered, like, okay, I placed my bed over here, you know. But then I realized that, you know, I don't place my bed no more there. Oh, hello there, Warner. Hopefully you're doing alright and stay safe. Is it Warner or Amelia? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Would you want to be called Warner? Or Amelia? I'm not sure. Let me know, let me know. I'll finish off this lore before I end this stream. And then we'll also restart the stream, you know, for the next episode. But don't tell, you know, YouTube chat that. Don't tell YouTube chat that. There we go. There's also a, you know what, I will actually recommend them before I end off for today's episode. I will also recommend them very soon. Let's see. There is a new upcoming Minecraft series that I want to recommend you go check out. They are called BD Leveling. They are a small channel that's doing Minecraft, and just in 2 months, they've worked their way up to 400 episodes. They have been, you know, chopping down their episodes, you know, so it's always at 1 minute and 0.1 seconds. 1 minute and 1 second episode long. Which is, you know, a bit singy because, you know, my episodes are like so long and their episodes are so short. And they're getting up at the same numbers as I used to be. They're getting up at the numbers I used to be at. I will, finish off this before I show you their channel. And, you know, go check them out. You know, they do some great stuff. They don't have they have a YouTube, but they don't have a Twitch. I do feel like they would do, you know, not too bad at streaming, to be honest. There we go. Let me just light up the very dark spots, I tell you. There we go. That should stop most mobs from spawning, but this will be where we end today's episode. But before I end, I'll go bring up their channel. Here we go. BD Leveling. There is. Have they uploaded the episode that they started speaking on?
There's headings I did, and that's great.
Yes, they've started speaking. Alright. But I would recommend going and checking out BD Leveling. They're currently at 56 subscribers. I'm pretty sure we can get them up to 100 at one point. So, go check them out. They do some great stuff. I do see that their bitrate is going down there, but I think it might just be my Wi-Fi. I'm streaming and also showing you a video, so probably. But they do some great stuff. I would recommend going and checking them out. They're currently doing a tech-focused mod pack, which is pretty, you know, interesting, I tell you. Pretty interesting. I really need to get around to doing a tech it and another couple tech-oriented mod packs. So, hopefully you enjoyed it. Have a nice day, stay safe, possible. Next, for very important. I'm going to see things about the CCs.